Hello everyone. In this video, we will talk about hyperlinks, which is abbreviated as links. First, let's open Notepad. Oops, wrong one. Okay, first let's create a new file and then type the necessary code before we continue. So HTML and then a /HTML. Inside that, a head /head. Inside that, title slash title, then body and slash body. Let's save this file. Make sure to save it as a HTML file and save. Okay. Now what is a hyperlink? A hyperlink, or just a link, is a piece of text or even an image that one click opens a new something. That could be a new file, a new website, a new file, image, anything. But the only thing it has to do is open something. So how do we create a hyperlink? Well, if you watch the previous two videos, you may guess it may be something like the word hyperlink or just link in the brackets. Now, while this is a really good guess, it's not correct, because when we just say link, that will be we're talking about a text link. But in this case, a hyperlink would be anything. It could be an image, it could be a text piece, it could be a button. So to avoid that confusion, we use the A tags. Now, there are two options with the A tags. One option is to put A inside the tags, followed by whatever you want to enter, and then the backslash. Or you can just put A followed by whatever you want to enter, and then create a new set of tags. You'll be using this second option for now. I'll tell you why later. Oops. Okay, we got our A tags. What's next? Well, inside the first A tag, we need to put href. This is a keyword that stands for the reference URL, that is, what should it open. If you wanted to open a website that's already on the web, what you have to do is first type https:// both slashes are backslash, and then followed by the website name. For example, if I wanted to open a Google website name, I would keep www.google.com. Note that the https:// is to tell the computer that this is a link. Now, between the two brackets, these starting and ending brackets, we need some text. So I can just keep Google here because this is referencing the website. Now let's open this. So you see that? It opened a website. Well, a file, but it's a website. Now you come I don't think you can see it, but if I zoom in, you can see I created the link. And if I click on it, it opens the web page. But you may have noticed one thing. Let me open it again. If I click on this link, instead of opening it in a new tab, which is the default behavior for links in websites that are unrelated to the website, it just opens it in the same tab. Oh, and by tab, I mean a web page. So if I just click this, instead of opening a new tab, it just opens in the same tab, closing the other one. That is not what we want. In most cases, we would want it to open a new tab. How do we do that? To do that, we first put the target, set the target property to underscore blank. See that? The target equals to underscore blank tab will say that instead of opening it in this default page, which is the default, it will open in a new page, or the underscore blank. The underscore blank stands for a new tab. Okay, now let's say we want to have a link, but the contents of the link is a file. That is, we want the link to reference a file. How do we do that? Okay, how do we do that? So inside the href tag, property, what you have to do is put the file name followed by the file path if necessary. Now let's select some dummy file. Let's select this one. Now let's refresh the page. See that? There's another link next to the Google link. If I hit that, it will open the image. Now that instead of opening the image in a viewer or something, it will open it in the browser, which is in the form which we call raw. That is, without any other helper tools, just directly opens in the browser. Now note that when I keep the text, we won't know whether this references a file or not. Here we have two options. One is to actually say that it's a file in the text, or another option is to actually display the image, but display the image as a link. How do we do that? To do that, instead of putting text between the brackets, we would put a new set of brackets, which would be the image brackets. So image and then source equals to the file. Oh, it's a little too big. But the point is that if I hover over the image, my cursor gets activated, and at the bottom it says a file link. This tells me that the link works, and if I click it, it opens the image. Now I better change the size of this image. It's too big. So width 200, height 200. Width to 300. Okay. Okay. That's fixed. Now what if we wanted to reference not images but video? We can do that as well. So href, I'll keep it blank for now. Target equals underscore blank, and then the ending tag. Now here in the href, we would put the URL of the file. In our case, a video file. So let me get one. So I found one. It will be this one. So the file URL slash the file name. Oh, let me keep that. Now if I click it, it opens the file. Now I think my file got corrupted because it's not showing anything. But you can see that it creates a video. Let me select something else. Oops. Okay, now it works. Okay, now what if we want to reference a website, but the website is not on the web? That is, we want to reference an HTML file. To do that, we do the exact same thing like we referenced the previous files, except that we're going to reference an HTML file. This time I better put the name first. Okay, now let's select a file. Let's reference this one, this file. So the file path slash one underscore HTML dot HTML. So here's another link. Open it, and our HTML file came. You can even reference specific parts of your page. That's right, you can reference specific parts of your page. To do that, I'll first create a title that I can reference. So h1 and HTML, then slash HTML. Okay. Now what I'll do is keep a lot of space between the title and my next link. You may think just pressing enter several times will do it. It won't. Because HTML will only take code that is inside the respective brackets. So to add a new line, you use the BR tags, which is a self-closing tag. This will add a new line. So let me just create more of these. You see that? Well, because it's a blank, I can't see anything but the scroll bar thing. And I can now scroll. Let's add a few more. That should be far enough. Actually, I add one more. Okay, that's far enough. I can't see anything now. Now, we put a hyperlink. I'll keep the URL empty now. Okay. Now I'll name this link top. This link doesn't do anything really. So by default, all it will do is just redirect us to the same page it is on. So how do I reference a section, a piece of HTML? To do that, first I need to go to the piece of HTML I'm referring to, and then put this. ID should equal to top. Now you can put anything you want in the quotes, but I'll keep top for now because it makes sense. Now in the href, instead of typing top, I'll put hashtag top. This will tell HTML that I'm referencing a tag called top. If I reload, now you can see earlier it was like some dull purple, now it's a blue, meaning this is a new link. If I click, you see that? Well, it went to the top, but it actually created a new file. I mean, it opened a new file. So to avoid that, we'll have to get rid of the target. So when you're referencing specific sections on a page, make sure you don't use the target keyword. Let me reload it. See that? I clicked the URL and then I went all the way to the top. Now one thing to look here. In the URL, well, ignoring the file path, you can see that the file name is 3_html.html. But if I go down here and click the top URL, you can see that the file is now 3_html.html hashtag top. This means you will be referencing a specific area. Why is this useful? Well, if I wanted to reference somewhere in the middle of a page, instead of just scrolling to that area, I can just send a URL with the reference. For example, if I wanted to have another title with the text containing, well, text, and if I put the ID as text again, you see that it came down here. So if I wanted to reference that in the URL, all I need to do is change the hashtag top, which was there earlier, to hashtag text. You see that? Well, the movement may be minuscule, but it moved down to this area. This is why it's useful. For example, if I had several more new lines, let me just create all of these. So if I had this and the title was way down here, all I need to do is open the URL and enter hashtag text or whatever reference it has. And there you go. So that means if I wanted to share this to someone, but only share a specific part of this page, instead of just telling them to go to that page, I can just put the URL, hit enter, and I get it. So that is how you reference HTML files, web pages, pictures, videos, and even specific parts on a page. So thank you for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.